Listen to me carefully. You cannot keep living a life that doesn't respect you and expect to feel powerful. You can't keep saying you want more while tolerating less. Every time you allow people to treat you like an option, every time you break promises to yourself, every time you choose comfort over growth, you are teaching the world, and more dangerously, teaching your own mind that your dreams don't matter. And once your mind believes that, it will stop fighting for you. You don't lose your future in one big decision. You lose it in 1,000 tiny moments when you say, "It's okay, I'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow is a lie we tell ourselves to feel better about today's weakness. You say you want success, but you keep negotiating with mediocrity. You say you want peace, but you keep entertaining chaos. You say you want respect, but you keep showing up late, unprepared, undisciplined, unsure. Let me tell you something. The world doesn't reward what you want. It rewards what you demonstrate. And right now, many of you are demonstrating fear, hesitation, and comfort addiction. Some of you are not stuck because life is hard. You're stuck because you've become comfortable with being stuck. You wake up, do the minimum, scroll through hours of nonsense, complain about what you don't have, and then wonder why nothing changes. Nothing changes because you haven't changed. You're waiting for motivation to strike you like lightning, but champions don't wait for lightning. They become the storm. You don't need another inspirational quote. You don't need another perfect plan. You need a breaking point. A moment where you look at your life and say, "I refuse to live like this anymore." Because until you get disgusted with average, average will feel acceptable. Stop telling yourself you have time. Time is the one thing you are spending, whether you invest it or waste it. Every day you delay is a day you will never get back. Every hour you spend doubting yourself is an hour someone else is using to pass you. And the painful truth is this: nobody is coming to push you. Nobody is coming to drag you out of bed, to force you to chase your purpose, to make you disciplined. At some point, you must become your own rescue, and that moment is where transformation begins. You weren't born to just exist. You weren't created to live a small, quiet life full of what-ifs, and maybe someday. There is something inside you that knows you are capable of more. That restless feeling, that frustration, that voice that won't let you settle, that's not anxiety, that's your potential screaming because it's being ignored. But potential means nothing without action. You can have the biggest dreams in the world, but if your daily habits don't match them, your life will always reflect your routines, not your intentions. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your standards. And if your standards allow laziness, distraction, and self-doubt, then that's exactly what your life will be filled with. So raise them. Raise how you speak to yourself. Raise how you use your time. Raise what you tolerate from others and from your own behavior. Stop making excuses sound noble. Stop dressing up procrastination as waiting for the right moment. The right moment is when you decide that your future matters more than your comfort. Because the truth is simple. The life you keep accepting is the life you will keep living. And if you want a different life, you must become a different person, starting right now. No more settling, no more shrinking, no more pretending you're okay with less when your soul is starving for more. Draw the line and decide that from this moment forward, average is no longer welcome in your life. And once you stop settling, the next thing you must understand is this: valuing yourself is not a feeling, it's a behavior. A lot of people say, "I know my worth," but their daily actions tell a different story. You don't prove your value by what you post, what you say, or what you dream about. You prove it by what you do when it's hard, when it's inconvenient, when nobody is watching, when there is no applause, no recognition, no guarantee it will pay off. That's where real self-respect Respect is built in the dark, in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the quiet moments when quitting would be easy and comfortable. If you truly value yourself, you will stop choosing what is easy over what is necessary. Easy is hitting snooze. Necessary is getting up. Easy is scrolling for hours. Necessary is working on your craft. Easy is junk food for your mind and body. Necessary is discipline, structure, focus. And every time you choose necessary over easy, you send a powerful message to your brain. I matter too much to live small. That message, repeated day after day, becomes confidence. Not fake confidence, not loud confidence, quiet, unshakable confidence built on evidence. See, motivation is unreliable. Some days you will feel unstoppable. Other days you won't feel like moving at all. If you depend on feelings, your life will move like a roller coaster, up one week, down the next, starting strong and finishing weak. But discipline shows up even when motivation is gone. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel, it asks what must be done. And the people who win in life are not the most talented or the most inspired. They are the most consistent. You don't build a powerful life with occasional effort. You build it with daily deposits. Think about it. Every workout, every page studied, every hour practiced, every uncomfortable decision is a deposit into your future self. And at first, it feels like nothing is happening. You're tired, sore, frustrated, wondering if it even matters. But beneath the surface, something is changing. Your standards are rising. Your tolerance for weakness is shrinking. Your identity is shifting from someone who talks about goals to someone who lives them. And identity is everything. Because once you see yourself as disciplined, you start protecting that identity. You don't want to break the streak. You don't want to disappoint the stronger version of you that you fought to become. That's when discipline stops feeling like punishment and starts feeling like self-respect. You're no longer forcing yourself, you're honoring yourself. But let's be honest, doing the hard things daily will cost you. It will cost comfort. It will cost convenience. It will cost some relationships, some distractions, some versions of yourself that people were used to. Not everyone will understand why you can't hang out all the time anymore, why you go to bed earlier, why you say no more often. But you are not required to explain your growth to people committed to staying the same. You are building a life they can't yet see. And here's the truth most people don't want to hear. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret lasts for years. Imagine waking up 5 years from now in the exact same place, with the exact same excuses, wishing you had started today. That future is not decided by luck. It is decided by what you do repeatedly starting now. So when it's hard, remember why you started. When you're tired, remember what's at stake. When you feel like quitting, remember that every time you push through, you are strengthening a muscle most people never develop, the ability to keep going. Because valuing yourself means refusing to abandon your future just to satisfy your present mood. It means showing up for your dreams the way you would show up for someone you love deeply, with loyalty, consistency, and protection. No excuses, no negotiations, no waiting for perfect conditions. Do the hard things long enough, and one day the hard life becomes easy. And that is the moment the world starts treating you the way you first decided to treat yourself. Now hear me, you cannot step into a higher life while holding onto things that are pulling you downward. It doesn't work like that. Growth is heavy, and if your hands are already full of distractions, toxic habits, negative voices, and old comfort zones, there's no room to grab hold of your future. Some of you are not failing because you lack talent. You're failing because your energy is leaking in 100 different directions every single day. You say you're tired, But you're not tired from building. You're tired from carrying what you were never meant to carry. Look at your life honestly. What drains you? What steals your focus? What leaves you feeling smaller after you engage with it? Because not everything that hurts you looks dangerous. Some things look fun. Some things look normal. Some things look like just how life is. But if it keeps you stuck, distracted, insecure, or unfocused, it is costing you more than you realize. Your attention is your most valuable currency, and too many people are spending it on things that give zero return. Hours disappear into mindless scrolling, gossip, comparison, entertainment without purpose, conversations that go nowhere, habits that numb instead of strengthen. Then you wonder why you have no energy left to chase your dreams. You used it all surviving noise. You used it all feeding things that don't feed you back. And let's talk about environments. You cannot heal in the same place that keeps hurting you. You cannot grow in a space where small thinking is normal and big vision is mocked. Some rooms are comfortable but poisonous. They don't attack you directly. They slowly lower your standards until mediocrity feels acceptable. If you're the most focused person in your circle, you're in the wrong circle. Growth requires friction. It requires challenge. It requires people, content, and environments that stretch you, not sedate you. Because what surrounds you shapes you. You may think you're strong enough to resist it, but influence works quietly, gradually, consistently. Little by little, you start thinking like them, acting like them, expecting less like them. And sometimes the hardest truth is this: not everyone can go where you're going. It doesn't mean they're bad people. It doesn't mean you hate them. It means your path demands a different level of discipline, focus, and sacrifice. And if someone only supports you when you stay small, that's not support, that's comfort disguised as loyalty. Real support pushes you to grow, even if growth creates distance. Now I know cutting things off is painful. Letting go of habits, routines, even relationships can feel like losing part of yourself. That's because you are losing something, the version of you that lived comfortably inside those limits. But understand this, you are not losing your life, you are reclaiming it. Every no you say to what drains you is a yes to what can elevate you. Protect your mornings, protect your focus, protect your peace, protect your ambition. Not everyone deserves access to your time, your energy, or your mind. Just because something is available doesn't mean it is beneficial. Just because everyone else is doing, it doesn't mean it belongs in your life. High performers are not just disciplined about what they do, they are ruthless about what they refuse to do. Because they understand something most people ignore. You don't drown because you can't swim. You drown because you stayed too long in water you were never meant to be in. Your future requires space. Space to think, space to work, space to grow, space to become, and you create that space by removing what clutters your life, not by adding more to it. Less noise, more clarity, less distraction, more direction, less approval, seeking more purpose-driven action. Yes, it may feel lonely at first. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable, but loneliness on the path to growth is temporary. Staying trapped in a life that's too small for you, that's permanent. So be brave enough to release what is heavy, even if it once felt familiar. Because you cannot rise if you refuse to let go of what keeps weighing you down. And after you've stopped settling, after you've committed to doing the hard things, after you've cut off what's been draining you, there comes a moment, a defining moment, where you must make a decision that your future is non-negotiable, not a wish, not a hope, not a we'll see what happens. A decision. Because nothing truly changes until your standards become stronger than your excuses. Most people treat their dreams like hobbies. something they visit when it's convenient, when they feel inspired, when life is calm. But your future cannot be built on spare time and leftover energy. It requires priority. It requires urgency. It requires a mindset that says, no matter what happens, I am moving forward. When your future becomes non-negotiable, quitting is no longer on the table. You may slow down, you may struggle. You may fall flat on your face, but you don't stop, because stopping is a decision too. A decision to return to a life you already know doesn't fulfill you. And you didn't come this far just to go back to who you used to be. Hear me, your past has no authority over your future unless you keep giving it permission. Maybe you've failed before. Maybe you started and stopped so many times you don't trust yourself anymore. Maybe people around you doubt you. Maybe you doubt you. But none of that matters if today you decide that your story is not finished. Your history explains you. It does not define you. Every champion has a chapter filled with losses, embarrassment, setbacks, and moments where walking away would have been easier. The difference is they chose to continue anyway, because success is not built on perfection, it's built on persistence. There will be days when everything feels heavy, days when progress is invisible, days when you question whether the sacrifice is worth it. That's when most people disappear. That's when dreams get abandoned and goals get quietly buried under being realistic. But if your future is truly non-negotiable, those days don't stop you, they train you. They toughen you. They prove to you that your commitment is real, not conditional. Conditional commitment says, I'll do it if it works out. Non-negotiable commitment says, I'll do it until it works out. Stop waiting to feel confident before you act. Confidence is not a prerequisite, it's a byproduct. You earn it through action, through repetition, through showing yourself again and again that you can keep going even when it's uncomfortable. Small wins stack, effort compounds, and one day you look back and realize the person you were is no longer capable of living the life you once tolerated. But this only happens if you draw a line in the sand. No more half effort, no more dipping your toe in and out. No more starting strong and disappearing when things get difficult. Burn the exit doors. Remove the backup plans that lead back to mediocrity. When you know there is no comfortable way out, you discover strength you didn't know you had. Pressure doesn't break strong people, it reveals them. And understand this. The life you want is not reserved for the lucky or the chosen. It belongs to the committed. To the ones who show up when it's boring, when it's painful, when it's inconvenient, when nobody is clapping. To the ones who keep their promises to themselves even when nobody would know if they didn't. Your future is built in those invisible moments. So stop negotiating with fear. Stop asking for permission. Stop shrinking your vision to match your current circumstances. Your circumstances will rise when you do. Decide that the version of you who doubted, hesitated, and settled no longer gets a vote in how you live. This is your line. This is your turning point. This is where the old story ends and the new one begins. And from this moment forward, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes, you move with one mindset, only there is no going back.